This is for the resilient Jenkins. Your children are deserving of a better life. Your children should be the answer for absolutely everything. Y'all have been in those motel hotels for about 3, almost 4 months. Am I wrong? The gig work is not working. And if social media is not doing it for you, then y'all need to go out and get a job. And when I say your children are the answer to everything, you may hate the fact that you have to go and get a job. You may hate having to work, but your children deserve a better life. Your children should be enough for you to be like, you know what? My children are everything to me. I want better for them no matter what I have to do for it.
Stephanie Jenkins, give those babies to somebody that could take care of them. Give those babies to somebody that will not have them dressing like Raggedy Ann because your man needs fucking $500,000 for PS5 shit. Give them to somebody so they don't have to watch you scrub walls all day and play next to a homeless shelter dumpster. Give them to somebody that could care for them properly so they stop getting bullied, so they don't have to wait a year to get a pair of fucking shoes. I'm a recovering addict. I have 5 years clean, but the only act of love that I could do for my kids was give them to my mom when I was struggling. I was living from motel to motel. I was getting high, and I gave them to my mom because she could care for them properly. You need to do the fucking same. You're a weirdo for sending those kids to have Deshaun visit with us. You're a weirdo. And you make me sick for standing next to a man that literally said on live, oh, I don't want to get a job because I don't like people telling me what to do when you guys are literally fucking home. Do you see your fucking living condition? You guys are fucking homeless as fuck. Your kids are playing in rocks next to a dumpster at a homeless... Get the fuck... Ugh, you're fucking disgusting. Seek help.
Let's call it what it is. Stephanie Jenkins is spiraling again. And this time, it's bizarre, wild, embarrassing, possibly even dangerous. Stephanie just had one of her worst public meltdowns ever, and it all started over a laundromat. But let me tell you right now, this isn't just about a dirty washer. No, this goes way deeper into her mindset, her poor decisions, and why this woman might seriously be on something. This right here is another chapter in the never-ending saga of her constant poor decision-making. And believe me, it's exhausting to even keep up. Stephanie hopped on TikTok, visibly frustrated, snapping at everyone over a laundromat she uses. She called the place disgusting, nasty, and unsanitary. She ranted about how the washers were probably never cleaned, how the cuts were broken, and how the dryers were so bad that she had to drag back wet clothes to the motel just to dry them on her kids' beds. She went on for minutes talking about how nasty the place was, completely outraged like she was above it.
Oh, how could she? I could never share some of the things she does about herself. I mean, like, why? Because you're not human as well? Really, it doesn't make any sense to me. There's not anything I've done or been throughout my life that I'm too ashamed for anybody to know about me because I'm perfectly freaking human just like the rest of us. I guess I should say the rest of you. I'm heavy on that. I stay too focused on myself to worry about what the next person's doing, and I don't know why more people can't just foster that kind of mentality. Especially because to me, I'm no better than the next person. You think I really want to present myself looking this homely? Heck no. Do you think I enjoy going to a laundromat that's filled with nastiness? Preferably, I'd have my own laundry room, and I'd always have my laundry kept up. Promise you that. But to me, if I sat here and complained about certain things about my life, I'm just really putting down someone else's life because a lot of people can relate to how I'm living, which means I'd just be belittling other people who live in my means. So if I sat here and complained about how they probably never cleaned out these washers and they definitely never changed out these carts, acting like the typical snooty snot who's not just grateful for the fact that they have somewhere to clean their clothes, yeah, to me, that's putting people down who are in the laundromat with me as well. You truly never know someone's circumstances unless you're in there with them. So why would you sit there and judge anybody for what they're doing? I just don't get it. In my time working with the elderly, if there's one thing they taught me, is that the youngins worry way too much. And they definitely worry way too much about what other people are doing.
Because when it comes down to it, the whole story is unwritten. Well, it's kind of written and unwritten if you think about it. You can put a lot more work into it and have control over a lot more things you should have had control over to begin with. I don't know. It's a freaking roller coaster. Who has it figured out? No one. So why are you acting like I'm supposed to? I'm out here winging it just like the rest of you, day by day, doing the best I can to improve my life for my children. And if I'm being honest, I got a lot of improving to do for myself as well. You know, when people say they want to reach their highest self, well, I'm on that kind of journey, and I got a long ways to go. But this is what I was talking about when I said the laundromat can low-key be nasty, because I don't know when the last time was they changed these things out. It's like where Shrek does his laundry or something, I don't know. And I definitely learned my lesson about some of these dryers last time I was here. I ran a couple of them on high, and it burnt some of our laundry and then left half of it wet, as you saw in that video. But I found that the dryers on the other side of the laundromat, they work just fine. Usually I can fit everything, and I mean like literally everything, in 2 of those dryers and run it on medium, and then I have no issues. Anyways, I just came here to say you're not going to find me being too shy or too ashamed to share anything about myself. I'm human just like the rest of y'all. I may definitely eventually fall into the cheesy dance trend stuff, but for now I'm sharing the real, the raw, the ugly, because this is my life and this is what I got time.
Hold on. Sis, your own living conditions? Aren't you the same one letting your kids sleep in a cramped, filthy motel room filled with dirty dishes piling up in corners, wet clothes draped over furniture, old food containers stacked up, flies buzzing around, and random trash shoved under beds. And let's not forget the stained carpets, the broken furniture, and the smell that you yourself complained about on live streams. The audacity is absolutely wild. What's even crazier is the fact that she's completely blind to her own reality. How are you going to bash the laundromat for being nasty when your own living space is a health hazard? This isn't even about the laundromat anymore. This meltdown is just the latest episode in a never-ending cycle. The mood swings, the constant rants, the irrational anger, the non-stop deflection, the projection, the gaslighting. It's giving substance influence. It's giving someone who is entirely disconnected from reality. Someone who refuses to acknowledge their role in the chaos they live in. And the worst part? The kids are the ones who end up suffering. They are the ones stuck in this madness, living through their mom's crash outs, instability, and refusal to change. It's heartbreaking to witness over and over again. Defensiveness disguised as humility. She kicked off her rant by claiming the internet judges her way too much, saying she's only human, saying she's just trying to be relatable, trying her best, saying she's simply being transparent for the sake of others going through similar struggles. She flipped the entire narrative on its head, not in a subtle way either. She didn't just imply it. She outright blamed the public for her homelessness. Straight-faced, zero self-awareness, zero accountability, full-on deflection. Do y'all think I want to be homeless? Do y'all think I enjoy coming to a nasty laundromat? With the same energy someone would use if they were falsely accused of a crime. Her tone wasn't just frustration, it was pure blame. Victim energy dialed up into 100. Like the internet collectively had a secret meeting one day and said, yep, let's make sure Stephanie stays broke, jobless, and stuck in a motel. As if random people scrolling TikTok are responsible for her waking up every day, choosing not to apply for jobs. Like it was the audience's fault that she prioritized living with Drew, a man who has publicly and proudly said he doesn't want to work, over her own children's safety, stability, and future.
Stephanie Jenkins, only you can complain that the laundromat, a public place, is not good enough for you and that is dirty for you. Like, how are you gonna go there where you wash your clothes and then talk down on the place? Like, get your life together. As a matter of fact, you should see, right? You should see how clean your place is. Oh wait, you don't have one, Stephanie Jenkins. Be grateful. If you don't know, she went to the laundromat, which I was wondering, why'd you have to take her baby with her? Like, why did she have to take the baby with her? Why couldn't she leave Momo at home with Atlas, right? Because Atlas never goes anywhere. He should be able and entitled to go and explore. That's the only way he's really gonna learn. All they give him is a stick and say, here you go, have fun. Which I understand it's creating, like, she says it's gonna make him more creative. But taking him to the laundromat is such a good opportunity to teach him about, or talk to him about things, right? Build his language skills. Say, this is a washer, this is a dryer, X, Y, and Z. That is what I did with my child. Now, I pivoted, but let's talk about what Drew Jenkins was doing. He was on Twitch. he was at home on Twitch trying to make money because gig work, whatever that means, was slow. Gig work. You're not a drummer. You're not a artist or anything. You're working for Uber Eats. Like, get real.
Let's be crystal clear here. Nobody told you to stay jobless. Nobody told you to ignore job offers, ignore family help, or refuse to take action for the sake of your kids. Nobody told you to put a lazy, jobless grown man before the well-being of your children. Nobody forced you to reject your family's help just because they had the audacity to set a single boundary. Drew isn't welcome to freeload here. She spoke as if the internet showed up at her door, snatched her keys, ripped up her job applications, blocked her from every job website, and dragged her straight to the front desk of the Motel. As if the society collectively conspired to lock her into this cycle of poverty and dysfunction. No, Stephanie, this situation, this is self-made, 100%. built entirely on your own choices. And the worst part, instead of pausing, self-reflecting, or taking even the tiniest shred of accountability, she doubles down, sitting there, staring into her phone camera, playing the victim like her life is just one long string of things that happened to her. No ownership, no responsibility, just endless blame shifting, gaslighting her audience and convincing herself that the consequences of her own decisions are somehow everyone else's fault. Brick by brick, decision by decision, she built this. A fake lesson in humility. Then came the lecture. A fake lesson wrapped in a bow of pure hypocrisy. She launched into this long-winded speech about how she doesn't like to complain about her situations because, according to her, other people are struggling too. That if she talks badly about the laundromat, it's somehow equivalent to putting down others who also have to use that place. She tried to spin it like she was being humble, trying to avoid being judgmental. But girl, what did you do? Exactly that. Not even 5 minutes later, she completely trashed the place, called it nasty, disgusting, and said she felt like even Shrek probably does his laundry there because that's how filthy it looked. She complained non-stop about how the dryers were broken, how the washers were probably never cleaned since the day the place opened, and how the laundry carts looked like they survived a hurricane. She whined about how her kids had to sleep on beds covered with wet clothes because the dryers were out of service. It's actually wild when you think about it. The same mouth that said, "I don't want to put others down," immediately turned around and did exactly that. Daphne, you literally did what you said you wouldn't do. The double standards are not just wild. They are embarrassing. They are exhausting to witness. And let's be honest, everyone saw it. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't sneaky. It was right there, loud and clear, for the entire internet to watch unfold in real time. It's the kind of self-contradiction that leaves people wondering if she even hears herself when she speaks. Don't judge me, but here's why we do. Then came the part where she scolded her viewers, told everyone not to judge unless they have walked in her shoes, saying things like, "You don't know what it's like unless you've been through it." As if the entire internet hasn't been front row witnesses to her chaos for months, if not years, since we've been watching. The internet has literally followed every single step, every meltdown, every poor decision, and we've seen the choices play out like clockwork. The refusal to get a job, even when followers sent her job link. The refusal to leave Drew, even after Drew publicly admitted on livestream that he refuses to work. The refusal to accept her family's help. And because her mom dared to leave one simple bound, Drew isn't coming with you. And let's be real, that wasn't even a harsh, that was basic common sense. This isn't the universe doing you dirty. This isn't bad. This isn't the system failing you. This is you doing yourself dirty. Choosing dysfunction over stability. Choosing pride over progress. Choosing Drew over your own children's well-being. She then tried to drop some deep, fake wisdom like, "Older people always told me young folks worry too much about what other people do." And while that sounds profound, let's not twist it. No, Stephanie, that advice wasn't about ignoring your responsibilities. It wasn't a free pass to sit in dysfunction and call it doing your best. It wasn't permission to keep failing your kids while pretending that haters are the problem. That advice was about not letting gossip or negativity stop you from doing the right thing. Not about ignoring common sense, financial stability, and your children's basic needs. Where does the money go?
This is for the resilient Jenkins. Your children are deserving of a better life. Your children should be the answer for absolutely everything. Y'all have been in those motel hotels for about 3, almost 4 months. Am I wrong? The gig work is not working. And if social media is not doing it for you, then y'all need to go out and get a job. And when I say your children are the answer to everything, you may hate the fact that you have to go and get a job. You may hate having to work, but your children deserve a better life. Your children should be enough for you to be like, you know what? My children are everything to me. I want better for them no matter what I have to do for it. You simply cannot complain about hardship when you are not trying to get out of that. And you also can't say that you want better for your kids if you're not aiming for that. You cannot have goals and not be pursuing them. And with y'all being influencers or content creators, people that do support you want to see you doing better. So when y'all are getting mad about the criticism, it can be coming from your supporters too. I literally just can't imagine being a child and being confined to one room and having to share it with 6 other people. No privacy. Nothing.
And now the real question. The one everyone keeps asking. Where does the money go? Because let's be honest, you're not broke. You have a TikTok account with over 300,000 followers. You're in the TikTok Creator Fund. You get Facebook checks. You get YouTube checks. The money is coming in. So where is it going? Because it's definitely not going towards getting your kids out of that motel. It's not going to housing. It's not going to fixing the hygiene problem. Not going to stable living. Not even going to basic things like beds that don't double as clothes dryers. If social media was supposed to be your ticket out of poverty, why are you still here? Why are the kids still here? And why? Since this whole thing started, have there only been more kids, not more solutions? The Drew problem. And let's talk about Drew. Oh, Drew. This man straight up told you to your face that he doesn't want to work. And instead of saying, oh, bet, I'm out, you said, okay, that's fine. Still defending him. Still letting him sit on his behind, gaming all day while the kids continue living in dysfunction. What kind of example does that set? For the boys? For the girls? For anyone watching? How do you, with a straight face, tell the world you're doing everything you can for the kids when you won't even require the bare minimum from a grown man in the house? Same story, different day.
Stephanie Jenkins, give those babies to somebody that could take care of them. Give those babies to somebody that will not have them dressing like Raggedy Ann because your man needs fucking $500,000 for PS5 shit. Give them to somebody so they don't have to watch you scrub walls all day and play next to a homeless shelter dumpster. Give them to somebody that could care for them properly so they stop getting bullied, so they don't have to wait a year to get a pair of fucking shoes. I'm a recovering addict. I have 5 years clean, but the only act of love that I could do for my kids was give them to my mom when I was struggling. I was living from motel to motel, I was getting high, and I gave them to my mom because she could care for them properly. You need to do the fucking same. You're a weirdo for sending those kids to have Deshaun visit with his mom. You're a weirdo. And you make me sick for standing next to a man that literally said on live, oh, I don't want to get a job because I don't like people telling me what to do when you guys are literally fucking home. Do you see your fucking living condition? You guys are fucking homeless as fuck. Your kids are playing in rocks next to a dumpster at a homeless Get the fuck. Ugh, you're fucking disgusting. Seek help.
Every single week, there is a brand new rant. One day it's about CPS supposedly harassing her. The next day, it's the haters online who just don't understand her struggle. Then jumps to Drew's baby mamas, who apparently are always conspiring against him. Then it shifts to the government assistance system, which she claims is failing her. Now, it's the poor laundromat catching strays like it did something personally to her. It's honestly like there is a giant spinning wheel sitting right in the middle of that motel room with bright, bold colors that say, today's trouble, pin the wheel. Click, 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 and boom. That's the meltdown for the day. It could be anyone. It could be anything. Doesn't even matter if it makes sense. The energy stays the same. Chaotic, unstable, loud, and exhausting. And let's be honest, it's not just annoying anymore. It's deeply concerning. This isn't normal behavior for someone who claims to be a full-time mother, a provider, and an influencer trying to get her life together. This isn't just stress. This isn't just frustration from hard times. This is something else. This is either something going on mentally, something seriously underdressed, or there is a very real possibility that substances are involved. You can't ignore the signs anymore. The sudden mood swings, the irrational, unprovoked rants, the way she goes from 0 to 100 over literally nothing, the paranoia, the delusions, the emotional crashes that come as fast as they go, the way she always looks restless, agitated, on edge. All the signs are there, and whether she's willing to admit it or not, it's showing. The bigger question. At the end of the video, Stephanie got all righteous again, talking like she was delivering some life-changing TED Talk. She said she's done being shy about sharing her life, as if anyone was begging her to stop oversharing to begin with. In true Stephanie fashion, she pulled up one of her old videos, back when she wasn't viral yet, full on crying about how nobody was supporting her, complaining that the silly, goofy creators were thriving, that they were getting all the views, all the followers, all the success, while her real mom struggles were being ignored and overlooked, acting like the internet was just unfair to struggling mothers like her. But here's the kicker. You got the followers, you got the views, you got the attention, you got the money, you got exactly what you asked the internet for. And yet, here we are, months later, same motel, same chaos, same dysfunction, still struggling, still unstable, still adding more kids to the mess. And let's not pretend like the audience hasn't seen the constant GoFundMes, Cash App links, Facebook supporter paywalls, and TikTok monetization. The money has come, but the life upgrade? Non-existent. So what now? What's the excuse now? Because it's clear the money wasn't the solution you kept preaching it would be. So what's the story this time? Who is to blame now? The laundromat? The haters? The baby mamas? Or is it finally time to admit the problem was never the internet? The problem has always been you. At this point, people aren't judging because they're mean. They're judging because those kids deserve better. Because watching the same poor choices being made over and over and over again isn't just frustrating, it's heartbreaking. Stephanie, if you really care about your kids, do the one thing that actually matters. Get a job. Leave Drew. Get stable. Get a real plan. Or don't. But stop acting confused when the internet watches, when the internet comments, when the internet holds you accountable. Because the truth is, you brought this accountability on yourself. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Because trust me, this is far from over. And at this rate, it might only get worse.